Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll show you how to create a portamento sound. This type of sounds give a smooth blending between notes. There are two settings in this, portamento and legato. They both are similar and may be confusing. Legato makes a smooth transition between connected notes without re-triggering the new notes. Portamento adds an auto pitch bend with a specific time delay from one note to another. I'll show you the differences between these two now. Going to the sound mode. Selecting a guitar sound. This is how it sounds without legato. To enable legato, set the voice assign mode to mono and select legato from the drop-down. In some models, legato will be a checkbox. Select that to enable legato. If I play the notes connected, it will play as legato. What happens here is the notes played as legato are not re-triggered. That means the first note's sample is used to play the connected notes, but the pitch will be adjusted. So the sound will fade out soon. When I play the notes disconnected or staccato, each note's sample is re-triggered. But with legato, it is not. The first note's pitch is adjusted to match the new notes. This guitar sound, if I keep it pressed on a key, it fades out after some time. So with legato, it will fade out soon. But for the sounds like strings or saxophone, where the sound will get sustained as long as you keep the key pressed, the sound will not fade out. You can set the legato from the basic page in the menu also. There are some more settings in that page. Another feature is in mono, only one note will be played at a time. Even if you play a chord, only one of the notes will be heard. Here you have a setting which decides which note from the chord or group of notes pressed is to be played. There are three options: last, low and high. I am selecting low now. This will play the lowest of the keys I pressed. Selecting high. This will play the highest of the keys pressed. Now the last. This will detect the last pressed note in the chord and play that note. In legato, there will be no delay in the transition between notes. But portamento has a delay. I'll show that soon. There is one more setting for legato. This is only in the latest OS of the PA4X. That is legato offset. What it does is, the legato notes are re-triggered, but the attack part of the notes are skipped. Attack is the initial phase of the sound, which starts from silence and reaches a peak level. I'll explain it in detail in another video. This is how it sounds with this setting. I'll select another sound. This is legato offset. If I play the notes disconnected or staccato, it sounds like this. Now enabling the normal legato. It sounds like this. Now going to portamento. Selecting a different sound. We can enable portamento from the style play mode for the sound. But for advanced settings in portamento, we need to do it from the sound mode. Portamento in the sound mode is set for each oscillator. It is in the pitch section in the menu. Pressing menu, selecting pitch. There is no portamento now. It sounds like this. To activate portamento, select these checkboxes. These settings what we see now are specific to an oscillator. This sound has two oscillators. So we need to select each of them and apply the settings there. You can select the oscillators from here. Now set a portamento time value for both the oscillators. I am setting it as 50. Now the portamento is activated. It activates an auto pitch bend between notes. Unlike legato, there will be a delay in the transition between notes. The delay will be more when higher intervals are played. For closer notes, there will be a lesser delay. If I play 2 octaves higher, it has this much delay. Here you can play a chord and all the notes will sound now. This is because we haven't changed the voice assign mode to mono for this sound. The time value decides the delay between notes. I'm making it 100 for both the oscillators. The delay is very high now. When we select the fingered option, the portamento will be deactivated between disconnected notes. Here the new notes I play have a pitch bend from the last note played. If the fingered checkbox is selected, only connected notes will have the pitch bend. I am enabling it back. Now these notes are not played with portamento. But if I play them connected, the bending is applied. The bending is applied. There is one more setting which comes only with the PA4X OS v3. This is called the portamento mode. By default, it will be rate, which means the time varies based on the interval. This value is used for all the other models. In PA4X, if you select the time as a mode, the delay is fixed. Even if you play 2 octaves interval, the delay is the same. Here we don't need a higher value. I'm setting it as 20 now. Let us now try programming these settings in a sound. We can either choose legato or portamento or a combination of both based on the need. Let us try assigning portamento to this sound now. The simplest option is to add a portamento to a track from the track controls menu. I am going to add portamento to the sound in track 3. Pressing menu, selecting track controls. Now go to the sound edit tab. Here select the track 3 and enable portamento. Set the portamento value. A higher value means more delay in transitioning between notes. So we need to find a value which suits the playing style and the sound. Now the transition between notes is smoother. This is a basic and easy setting without going to the sound edit mode. Now let's check the advanced options. I'm going to edit this sound. To open it in the sound edit mode, select this track Then press and hold Shift and press Sound button. Now we are in the sound mode and the sound is automatically selected. This is how it sounds without any edits. Let us enable legato now. Change the voice assign mode to mono and select legato enabled from the drop down. We can set the legato options from the basic page in the menu as well. Now we have legato on this sound. We'll add some portamento as well. With legato and portamento together, the transition will be much smoother. Legato is applied to the entire sound, which means all the oscillators together. But portamento is applied to each oscillator separately. Going to the pitch page from the menu. Here we can enable portamento for the oscillators. Select the oscillators from here and then set the values. Enable portamento and set the time value. I'm doing it for both the oscillators. Now we have a more smoother sound. There can be some more advanced settings in this. When portamento is enabled, the time delay for the transition between two notes depends on the interval between the notes. So if there is a higher interval, the time is more. For closer notes, it will be lesser. I am setting the portamento time as 50 now. The delay is higher if I play an octave interval. In some situations, we may need a shorter delay for higher intervals, or we have to apply different portamento values for different notes. We can control this using an alternate modulation source or AMS. AMS is an additional control which can be assigned to modify some values live. Here for the portamento time, there is an AMS setting. Now for the AMS, I am going to assign it to the note velocity. We need to do it in both the oscillators. We need a lower portamento time when played with a higher velocity and higher time when played with a lower velocity. So I am setting a negative value in the intensity. So the actual portamento time will be 50 minus calculated AMS intensity from the velocity. Based on the velocity, this value will be different. Here when I play it with a lower velocity, it has a higher delay. Now with a higher velocity, the delay is shorter. The AMS can be assigned to different controls. I'm changing it from velocity to joystick plus. This is when we move the joystick forward. So the velocity is not used to control the portamento time now. If we move the joystick forward, the time is getting reduced. This is how to set an AMS for the portamento time. Now there is one more setting which may be helpful for legato type of sounds. The touch sensitivity of the oscillators can be reduced for a more smoother playing on these type of sounds. To reduce it, press menu and select amp. Now go to the modulation tab. Here reduce the velocity intensity for both the oscillators. This setting can be used to set different touch sensitivity for each sound. Now we have done with the modification of this sound. We can save it now. Going to the style play mode, selecting the sound we saved now. It is not that smoother as it was in the sound mode. This is because we need to set the play mode to mono for the sounds with legato enabled. Press menu and go to track controls, then change it to mono for this track. Now it sounds fine. We need not give the Portamento time here since it is already set in the sound. If we set it from here, it will add to the value which is already in the sound. So that's it about the Portamento and legato setting. I hope this video was useful. See you in the next one. Thank you.